Hey guys, it's Anthony Romrell, and in this video, we're going to work through starting to build this fence that'll go inside of your rock scene. So the first thing to know is that we're going to just build this fence separately by itself, and these are the nodes. I posted an image in Canvas about the nodes, so you can check those out there. And so this is going to be a pretty straightforward process, but there could be some interesting things for you to do. Let's just start first with a clean Houdini file. So we'll just say File New. I'm going to discard these changes. And the first thing I'm going to do is drop in a geometry node. And inside the geometry node, I'm going to put a box. And that's just a standard box. And the size I'm going to do, let's do this at size 1. Let's do our center at 0.5, so it goes above the ground. And we'll do this size at 0.3, maybe a little thinner. Let's try 0.1, and let's do this 1.3. And guys, it doesn't matter too much. Maybe this is 0.05. And let's do this one at 0.2. Okay, so there is our basic fence post. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to click on this button here, and this gives us a live grid. We're going to need this live grid so that we can draw a curve on it. So I'm going to hit Tab and type in curve. I'm going to drop in a curve here, and then I'm going to hit the Enter key, and then I'm going to click just to draw a curve like this. It's just going to draw polygons like so. I got a curve, and then I'm just going to hit Escape to finish it. Oops, I shouldn't have hit Escape. Let's just draw that again. Oh, there it is. So, you know what? Let me just set in a new node. I messed up on that one. No big deal. So curve, hit Enter to draw it in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Doesn't exactly matter. And hit Enter and Escape. Okay, now I can highlight the curve, or I can highlight the box. Can't highlight them both at the same time. So let's do this. Let's do what's called a copy to curves. So I'm going to hit Tab, start to type in the word copy. And there's a copy to curves node. I'm going to drop that in. We're going to copy the box, and we're going to copy the curve. And when I highlight it, the first thing you'll notice is it's upside down. We don't want it upside down. So we're going to click this connection between the curve and the copy node, hit Tab, and we're going to do a reverse. Okay, throw that reverse in, and those now appear normally. Okay, I'm going to change this curve from a polygon to a Bézier curve. And then what we're going to do is, after the reverse node, I'm going to hit Tab and add a resample node. Hit resample here, and it's going to give me a whole lot of curves, and I'm going to change the length, and it's going to give me a number of fence posts. Okay, so I hit the F key to frame, and that just centered this here for me. Now we're going to work on our next feature, which is going to be the geometry between each fence slat. So I'm going to just pull out a new connection. I'm going to hit the Tab key, and I'm going to just type in a copy, and we're going to do copy and transform will be the node. Okay, and I'll highlight that, and I want 3 copies. So we're going to say 3 copies here. I want the center point to be like something like 0.2, so the line seems to go up a little bit. And then I'm going to translate it something like 0.3. That might not be tall enough, but we can always manipulate it. Then after that, we're going to hit Tab and do a poly extrude. Poly extrude, we'll highlight that. And let's give this a slight distance, a negative distance, so it goes up a little bit. And you can see it's sticking out. We don't want it sticking out. We want it going up. So we're going to go with point normal. And maybe the opposite direction. Now we'll go with this. We'll do negative 0.8. And if the numbers aren't the same, that's okay. We're going to... Oh, I put a rotate in here. I don't want rotate. I want translate to come up a little more. We're going to offset this curve. So I'm going to take this curve and right after the copy node, I'm going to put a transform node. And we're going to offset the center point to 0.2. 0.3. Oh, that's rotate again. Sorry. 0.3 and translate. There we go. Sorry about the rotation gaffes here. Let's do 0.2. And let's throw in a merge node. And let's tie in all the fence posts with the side. And it's not quite tall enough. That's okay. I'll just go to my copy node and we'll do this one at 0.3. That seems about right. So now I have a fence. Now let's just make it just a little messy. I just throw on a mountain node after this. So mountain node after this. Here we are. And it's too much, obviously. So the amplitude, we're going to do it 0.01. Maybe more than that. Let's do 0.1. How about 0.05? Again, you're going to have to mess with the numbers. So there's kind of a messy fence. Maybe it's a little too much. 3. Okay. So there you have a bit of a messy fence. So let's do some UVs maps on here. So right after the box node, let's highlight the box node. And I'm going to select the connection there, hit the tab key. I'm going to type in a UV texture. Right? A UV texture here. And we'll mess around with the texture once we get into with the rocks. But we'll highlight that. There's the UV texture. Let's apply a material. So let's go to our material palette. There's not a lot here. So there is like some paint. So let's do some white paint here. Apply that over. Let's give it kind of a brownish color instead of white. Right, maybe darken this up a bit. And we'll step back to here, step out, and we'll throw on a material. And then we'll connect the paint by clicking this button, opening our material, and saying white paint. And then we'll visualize that. And now, if we come to this node, those are all the same UVs. Which we'll probably have to work on the UVs a bit, but it's good for now. Now after this polygon node, let's also add a UV texture. And on these UV textures, you guys are going to want to mess around with how you think it should be rearranged. I'll show you the finished version once I'm done. But we could do like, let's just say face, for example. That'd probably work. It looks good to me. Probably should do that same thing on this one. We'll do face. And you know what we'll do? We'll throw this same material on here. Actually, what we'll do is we'll remove the material and just put it on the whole thing. Let's hit L to straighten it all out, F to frame it in. And before the mountain node, after the merge node, let's do a material. That way it all just gets the same material. And we'll go grab that white paint material. And we're pretty much done with our fence. Now, you can go through and mess around, add other nodes, add other extrusions, play around with it, right? Have some fun, especially when it gets to be your challenge. Okay, the last thing we want to do is just put the fence back with the rocks. So we're just going to select all the nodes. We're going to hit copy. We're going to open our rocks file. And there's my rocks file. And I'm going to take the rocks, just move them over a bit and just paste. Command V, there's the fence. We want to be able to visualize them together, have separate materials. So we're going to do, we have our material set up, but we don't have the material connected. We'll have to reconnect it. That's okay. We're going to put a merge node in. Okay, and we're going to put the fence in the merge node, the rocks in the merge node. And now we have a fence. We'll have to manipulate and move a few things to get it right, but that's okay. Let's hit the F key and frame and zoom in. Let's just throw a material on here. So we're going to go to our material palette. Looks like I've got white paint. I have to create it for this file. It is white. Let's just go back and mod that base color a bit. Maybe a little brownish, right? Whatever, we don't need to be that serious with our materials. And there, we have it, it's all set up. So that's your lab. Feel free to mess around with it and, you know, attempt to work through the challenge with rhythm and then work with the tools. Try some new nodes, mess around with the tools, mess around with the shapes of things, and have fun, right? Don't stress it.